Hello and welcome to your weekly entertainment shop on Channels TV. I am Mayowa Ogundele, and very quickly, let's start off with our first story for the day, which is a stop on the red carpet of the world premiere of Steve Gouka's A Place in the Star. Now, this movie is definitely something fresh in Nollywood, as it is a tribute to the heroics of late Professor Dora Akunyili of NAFDAC. Check this out.
Hey, my little child,
the cast and crew members of the crime thriller A Place in the Stars stepped out for the world premiere of the film in Lagos, southwest Nigeria.
Many tales for me. Now all I can see is their light shining in the stars.
The Steve Gouka's directed film pays tribute to former Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, Professor Dora Akunyili.
It is the highest evil of our generation. It is worse than HIV, AIDS, malaria, and armed robbery put together, the effect of fake drugs.
Well, A Place in the Stars the story was inspired by my encounter with Dora Akunyili. When I met her, I was meeting a new breed of Nigerian, someone that was, swimming against the tide. She could have very easily looked the other way and made a lot of money, but she chose not to, and she spoke up for the common good. Now, that's sort of the experience that we transposed into the challenge that our lead character was facing. He has a case where, if he stuck to it and drove it to its ending, he would make a lot of money by simply looking the other way. But if he doesn't, he could save a lot of lives but not make a lot of money. Now, for a young man who is willing to, get rich or die trying, that is a very strong challenge. And how that is handled within the backdrop of his father, who believes in a strong moral code, a good name, and all of that. When you put all of that together, you have the strong, riveting conflict that he has to resolve.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! There's nothing I can do to stop it. The system that should stop them is already compromised. And I'm not the one to...
Budding actor Gideon Okeke plays Kim Dim, a young lawyer who had to make a choice of either turning a blind eye to crime and get rich quick, or go after a dangerous cabal flourishing on fake drugs syndication. He plays lead over other established actors, including veteran Dejuma Lewis of the Village Headmaster fame.
You disappoint me. Money isn't worth much if you can't face yourself in the mirror.
This is my opportunity to take my share, and I'm going to take it, even at the risk of your own life.
Well, working with Dejuma Lewis, I watched him Village Headmaster when I was a kid. I was a kid when I watched that. Yemi Black, leading man in his own right. Shegun is a veteran in his own space. But they all made me feel very comfortable working with them. I felt like one of the boys. They've been leading movies for forever. They've been doing this, all of this. So they kind of made me understand that, this is your moment. Just get out there and go do, man. Stop thinking about it.
You don't know
who you are playing with, huh?
Oh, of course I do.
You're a crook and a murderer.
Nothing but a cheap blackmailer. But I promise you one thing. This will
be the last cheap trick you...
To properly play the morally bankrupt lawyer who had an inspiring turnaround, Gideon had to dissociate his real personality from the character.
Money isn't worth much if you can't face yourself in the mirror.
This is my opportunity to take my share, and I'm going to take it, even at the risk of your own life.
Well, when you start questioning the character or judging the character or even loving the character, you can't play the character. You shouldn't, because love is what makes you forgive, right? If you love the character, you will forgive the character, and you will not emote like, as you. So I'm not judging the character. I'm not loving the character. I lent myself to the character, and the character lent itself to me, and we both tangled.
You disappoint me. Money isn't worth much.
On his part, Dejuma Lewis, who had been in a self-imposed hiatus for years, got into character by tapping into the similar life principle he shares with his uncompromising character.
There are some ideologies that we share, some principles of life that we share, that the people, which makes us to have conflict with the younger generations who are just out to get rich quick, they're just out for the material gain, but the spiritual and the social benefits that go to the society is no concern to them. So we share that. But of course, we come from different cultures and all that. So, but that was actually what gave me the challenge, to accept the role and play the role when we were, because I just fell in love with Father Kim, with his very strong belief and in the ideology that the society must be upright morally.
You don't know
Who you are playing with, huh?
Oh, of course I do.
You're a crook and a murderer.
You're nothing but a cheap blackmailer. But I promise you one thing.
In the Valiant's chair is Segun Arinze, who is taking up a role reminiscent of the one who brought him to fame in his early days, the Black Arrow from Silent Night.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
What I did was to present to him that this character was not a one-layered character. This character had depth. It was a multi-layered character. And when I talked to him about it and showed him the script and he read it, he fell in love with the character. And once he was hooked that way, it was easy to get him behind the camera, in front of the camera.
Destiny for you, but it is left for you to choose. I have said
Place in the Stars employed a soundtrack scored by an orchestra, a theme sung by Jemar Gyang, and was shot in Jos, Abuja, and Lagos.
have you